It has now become clear from the study of the ancient DNAs found from Europe that the Europeans had a black skin up to 5000 BCE. This was disclosed from the study of ancient DNAs from the Paleolithic, that is, pre agricultural Europeans. Olalde published, and many other people published papers on after studying different ancient DNAs recovered from very old European specimens. Keith Cheng of Pennsylvania University, he studied the genesis of a particular uh, light skin color gene, which is known as SLC24A5 mutation A111T. Cheng found that the particular gene SLC24A5 was formed from two, uh, you should say, we can say two particles of two different DNA lengths, which, while crossing over wrongly, got attached to with each other, forming this gene, and then there was a mutation required, which is marked here by the star, and this led to the light skin color gene formation. However, in China, the two different strands are still separate, and this gene is absent. So, the only conclusion, definite conclusion, which Cheng derived and published was that uh, there, uh, let me go to, yes, Cheng found that the pattern of people with this light skin color mutation suggests that A111T mutation occurred somewhere between Middle East and Indian subcontinent. This mutated segment of DNA was itself created from a combination of two other mutated segments commonly found in Eastern Asians, traditionally defined as Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. The combining of segments occurred after the ancestors of the East Asians and Europeans had split geographically more than 50,000 years ago. So the people split, population is split to habitat China, where it is present in two segments, and one population went to Europe, which later became extinct, that was dark skinned, and in China, this light skin color gene was not developed, but a different pale color, yellowish color gene developed, which gave them their color. But this particular gene about which we are talking is present only in the Indians, the Iranians, and the Europeans. And it reached Europe about 5000 BC. So, what Ching means to state is that we can see in this recombinant DNA picture that the Chinese is split from. This is actually a very famous and renowned study done by the Genographic project, and it confirmed that when people came out of Africa, they came to India along the Arabian coast, and then they split into parts. One went to Europe, but other towards the South Indian. From southern tip of India, it turned coastally towards northeast India. From there, it split into three branches which went to China, Central Asia, and Southeast Asia. Cheng has written many articles and this particular gene SLC24A5 is also found in Malaysian Aboriginals in very small numbers because it has not suffered natural selection in Malaysia or skin color gene. Another important thing for the uh, population genetics is Hardy-Weinberg law or equilibrium, and it gives that if there is no uh, this natural selection or genetic drift, that is population is large enough or there is no flow in or out in the form of migration, then the relative proportions of each allele remains constant in a population from generation to generation. In South India, Ganjdare, uh, West Iranian pastoralist or farmer DNA from about 8000 BCE had one copy of it. So it was definitely present there at that time, but it was not present in Europe at that time. It was not present in Europe before 5000 BCE. At about 5500 BCE to 5000 BCE period, there was a massive migration which replaced the more ancient European population. Now, this particular light skin color gene was present in very low frequencies in India and in Iran, definitely. But its natural selection occurred in colder climates. Generally, it is said that at more northern latitudes uh, it is selected. But in my study, I found that it is not only more northern latitudes but also colder regions anywhere in this uh, genetic landscape. It would be selected because in the colder regions people cover their whole body including even their hands and feet with gloves and socks, and therefore exposure to sunlight is minimum. It is only to the face, and that's why in the colder regions like the Himalayas, Himachal Pradesh, Kalash, and also Hindu Kush mountain regions, people became very light skinned, just like Europeans, and they are still existing there, like Kalash people, Kashmir people, etc. And this is because of the cold climate. A map was drawn of its distribution, and this green is the same SCL24A5 gene, which is found in India as well as in Europe, and its highest densities are found in northern India, in the Himalayan, and also in Pakistan, and then through Iran it spreads to Europe and Russia. So there was a natural selection of a skin color. It has been claimed that dark skin color helps in hot climates, whereas by radiating heat out of the body. It has been also claimed that the dark skin color protects the destruction of folic acid, a type of vitamin present in the skin, and therefore protects from anemia. So, because of the multiple factors, it is the darker skin color which would be selected near the tropics, but in the colder regions, it is the lighter skin color which would be selected by natural selection. So was in the South India and its first natural selection took place in the Himalayan regions of northwest India. So we can reach the conclusion that the origin of the white skin color was in the South India and its first natural selection took place in the Himalayan regions of northwest India, and a white population was developed, and the genes then migrated to Europe through the route shown through Iran and Caucasus and Turkey from its full and final natural selection reached in the northern Europe. Thank you. I will come with another video next week on genetics.